Hello, my name is Zachary Zwatsky, and this is my experiment with Appreciative Inquiry. For this experiment, we had to break it down in 3 separate stages: the planning stage, the execution stage, and the reflection stage. For my planning stage, what did I learn for Operation Asha? I learned from Operation Asha a unique and different way of using the strategy Appreciative Inquiry in overcoming a unique challenge with discovering the strengths and what is possible for an organization or an individual and using them to their best capability. Situation I'm looking to improve with this is my current workplace. Recently morale has been low and production's been a little slow. I work in a factory that makes corrugated containers for companies like Adidas, Amazon, etc. And I thought it'd be an interesting way to use this experiment and so my workplace. With whom did I decide to work with and why? I decided to work with coworkers that I work with every day, supervisors, and the head of operations at my factory. And the reason I decided to work with these people is because they're the main participants in this experiment, because not only does their individual morale and quality of life matter to this experiment, as well as the organization and its morale and its production and its how it works as a unit. Some action steps I used to plan to conduct my experiment. So when I had the idea to use this in my workplace, I thought using the opportunity of spreading the knowledge of Appreciative Inquiry first by pulling my head of operations aside and having a short discussion about a possible technique that we could implement in the factory as a way to up morale, bring more people together and work better as a unit and as a team, and as well as possibly hand out pamphlets or reading material to the work facility, so if they were curious about Appreciative Inquiry or what it was about, they'd have the opportunity of taking the pamphlet or reading material and learning a little more about it, and possibly spreading the positivity that comes with Appreciative Inquiry through that route, as well through knowledge. Some measures of success would be the cooperativeness of co-workers and superiors. Given in the factory, there's certain policies that are in place that that we have to work around, but cooperativeness is a big part of my measure of success, and just to see openness from my co-workers about the suggested idea of AI in the factory would be a step in the right direction. Another measure of success I decided to do was possible questionnaires or evaluations at tailgate meetings, a short little quiz or something they could take on how they enjoy their work day, etc., just to get an evaluation of where people are standing with morale and why production is slower than normal. For execution, how did I approach this scenario? I approached this scenario with respectfulness and intent to make a positive change to the factory and the people who make up the factory. I started with having a short discussion with the head of operations about the concept of AI and the possibilities it holds for positive change from the organizational standpoint. I also provided him the testimony of the Cleveland Clinic and what we read over the learning materials from that. What happened according to each measure of success? The head of operations displayed openness to the concept, but also some reluctancy with what I said before. With policies in place, we have to work around them because production comes first. But I was happy with the conversation we had, and I feel like the conversation alone put us ahead, further ahead, and a step in the right direction of potentially using AI in our factory and spreading positivity and bringing people more together. Some surprises or insights that I came away with this experiment would be the openness that my head of operations showed, as well as other co-workers. And I noticed that a certain coworker is like implementing his own AI, which is really nice to see, and I hope it just continues to grow. Some reflection. I learned the true strength of AI. If used correctly, the capabilities of AI can carry an individual to greater interactions that go deeper and more meaningful. Since covering the learning materials on Appreciative Inquiry, I am reminded daily of its concepts when I engage in interactions with others. I am reminded of the good that can come from AI if used correctly. I also learned a new way to view challenges using the 4D cycle, especially challenges with no clear solution, which a lot of times, in the real world, you'll get challenges with no clear answer to, and I think the 4D cycle will be very beneficial to me as an individual going forward with school, work life, etc. One idea I have to implement AI in the future is be first more often when it comes to tackling challenges and practicing appreciative inquiry. A desired outcome for using the 4D process in the future would be to reframe my mindset on how I view a challenge, and if I'm struggling to match up to the obstacle at hand, that I could use my strengths and look at the challenge in front of me at a different point of view and create a solution from that. Thank you. This is my experiment on appreciative inquiry.